Okay, now this is steep. Pretty high up right now. Right now I really feel like Po from Kung Fu Panda. He really hates stairs. Now I understand why. So as I was walking on the way back to the hotel, I accidentally passed by Say, Lisbon's oldest church. I couldn't show you much of it since my devices were running out of batteries at this point, so sorry about that. So once again, all that walking made me tired and sweaty that I needed to go home and change. It wasn't really comfortable going around with a wet shirt on, so just here on day 2, I took a bath twice. Well, that's enough rest for now, and let's go out again and grab something to eat once again. So I went on a hunt for one of the well-known Portuguese delicacies, Pastel de Nata. I watched a few videos and heard a few good things about it, and found out that there's one specific bakery that bakes the best pastéis de natas you can get, called Mantegaria. I went for a walk around Praça de Luís de Camões, which is one of the few places where you can find that bakery. Eventually, I found one of the bakery's branches. After seeing how mouth-watering it is, I almost couldn't contain my excitement for trying it for the first time. Alright, moment of truth. That burst of flavor! I guess it's safe to say that it resembles the Danish Spandau, though it's an improved version of it. Just like the Spandau, pastéis de nata has a cream-filled middle, but the latter only being torched on top as the key difference. I kinda regret trying this for the first time on the second day. After having a snack, I went on my way to Convento da Ordem do Carmo. Ugh, these tongue twisters. Once again, I passed by another landmark by accident, Elevador Santa Justa. It was supposed to take me up to the convent I mentioned earlier, and no, I don't want to repeat that name so I'll just write it later. But then, there was one little problem. Too bad that the elevator's out of order, so I need to take another path. And of course, as I was taking another path, surprise, surprise! Okay, you got to be kidding me. I need to go up here. See how steep that is? Well, obviously, you can see how frustrated I was for walking uphill all the time. But then I thought, I wouldn't be able to see much if I was too lazy, so I had no choice but to force myself and walk anyway. As I reached the top of the hill, I felt such a relief that the convent was just right by the street. But once again, I was on the verge of sweating, so I entered the convent right away and took a moment of rest before moving on. Well, there isn't so much left to see here, so let's go to my next destination. Because it's getting hot again, and I don't want to have a soaking wet t-shirt again. Of course, I took an Uber once more. All that uphill walk almost drained my energy and made me hungry again, so this time, I went to Timeout Market, which is like a big food court in the heart of the city. It seems like a perfect place to meet up with your friends to grab a food or two and just chill. As for me, it's steak time once again. As I was eating, I couldn't help but notice Mantegaria. Just looking at it made me hungry for pastéis de nata once more, so I thought of buying another pack so I could have a snack on the way. Not long after, I continued my trip and hopped on a tram to Torre Jubilee. I didn't really expect it to be that far, but man was I wrong. Well, at least I got to walk a bit around this park for some fresh air. It's a good thing there weren't a lot of people during this time, which made it a lot easier for me to take pictures and or selfies. Just like these tourists. Look at that beauty. Alright, moving on to some of the places I passed by on the way here. There's Mosteiro dos Jerónimos, Then there's Padrao dos Monumentos, which I didn't notice right away since it's on the far side of the monastery. After this, I waited at the bus stop. I waited quite long for the next bus that I thought it would have paid off if I rented a scooter instead. But I guess it's too late now, so I took the bus anyway to this Golden Gate looking bridge. Ponte 25 de Abril. I wonder why they named it after that date. From here, I went on to buy some souvenirs, which took quite some time, so I thought I'd just go home and call it a day. If you look at my itinerary, there are still 2 places I need to go to, and that's where I'm going to today. But first, I want to stop at the local supermarket just to buy something to eat on the way there. So I went in and tried to look for some snacks that I found appealing. It was quite confusing at first since there were a lot of food tenders. And then, woo, what's this? Filipinos? I wonder how these taste like. Well, I guess there's only one way to find out. Alright, now that I have food, I'm ready to go. I hopped on the bus to visit Aqueduto das Águas Livres. I was in so much awe as I was on the way that I forgot to eat my snacks. Because for the last 2 days that passed, I always had that impression that Lisbon only had old infrastructures. I didn't expect to see modern buildings on the way to the aqueducts, so this part of the city simply got me amazed. But then again, I got there and did the usual routine. I walked uphill, and then downhill. So guys, I'm literally lost in translation. I'm not really sure where I am right now, but I'm here. And I'm still looking for the aqueducts. I'm just not sure if I'm at the right place. Let's find out. Well, so far it points me out to this direction, so I'm not really sure if I'm not going the right way or not. I'll find out. This is where the guard told me to go. Oh wow, look at this. The path led me here. I'm not sure what this is, but I think I'm by the aqueducts. Let's find out in a bit. Well, at least I remember seeing these at the pictures in Google. But I never knew I'd be up here. I was expecting to be down there. Way over there. Now I'm not quite sure if I can show you another angle of the aqueduct since I'm standing right on top of it. Well, we'll probably just find out sooner or later. I don't know. I cannot promise you anything. So this is how the aqueducts look like from the inside. Creepy. Right now I'm actually quite late for my schedule, so I think I'm going to take an Uber once again. But I will do it after finding a good spot for me to show you the aqueducts. And I'm climbing up again. After all this climbing, you guys better subscribe to my channel or else it's not worth it. Just kidding. But a lot more subscribers would be nice, right? Alright, I finally found a better view. Here it goes. That's where I was at. Once again, I wasn't able to cover everything on part 2, so I'm sorry guys, but I would have to make you wait for part 3 where hopefully I could cover the rest of my trip in Lisbon. And please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, that's JHRecreations, because it would at least compensate for all the effort I did to overcome the hardships I went through for this trip. Otherwise, it would all be in vain. So guys, please remember to subscribe. You better.